You're watching a recap from Investor XP, the show that covers investing for gamers. Check out the video description for details. It's Wednesday, July 19th, and we've got a great show for you today. We're going to be looking at a viewer question about Nintendo dividend. We'll talk about that. We got a viewer pick. AAOI is the stock symbol. Looking at IBM, Nintendo's new online app is finally launched, and there's a new Dead movie coming out. So each of those stories is going to have a recap video posted today at YouTube, and that's what we got coming up live. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to add this one to our viewer pick stock. I liked it so much. Applied Optoelectronics. It was floated my way yesterday, and last night I was reading up on it. So, one of the good things about doing the show is I don't have to do the stock screener anymore. I can just check out what the viewer picks are and look at those and kind of go out. So I don't have to do the deep piling through on the stock screener to see what's a good one. But this one, let me tell you, this is definitely, I'm going to track this as a viewer pick stock. I liked this one. I liked what I saw. Now let me pull up the article here. We'll start with Yahoo. It's a small cap stock, barely small cap. Small cap, I believe, is under 2 billion. Just under 2 billion market cap size. And what they do is basically they do a lot of the components for data structure, for data centers, a lot of the fiber optics components and things like that. We'll go to their site to check it out. So it's an interesting play if you want to get in on data centers or rebuilding of the infrastructure that's been talked about a lot. They're up a good amount today, but let's see here. Statistic wise, they had some pretty sound things going for them. 16 times forward earnings is under the average for the S&P, so fairly cheap there comparably. Missed the boat slightly on this one. Big pop. They're up 683% year to date. So if you had bought it earlier in the year, this one's had a heck of a run. I'll pull up the chart here in a second here. So it's had a run, so might be looking at a pullback to try and get in, but it just keeps going up for the year. Let's see. Good positive returns. Cash, $60 million, but only $28 million in debt. So they don't have a ton of cash, but they don't have a lot of debt either. And free cash flow is $10 million. Viewing over in the chats, it was Fiction that had it for 2 weeks. It's been going up. Yeah, I see that it's a good one here looking at it. Let's see. Look at the chart here. I mean, this bad boy is skyrocketed, as you can see. We're talking over the last year, it's gone from 14 to 93. Even in the last 5 years, we're talking 8, 13. Max, yeah, it looks like 2013 is when it came out. So it's gone from 10 to 90 bucks. So it has had one heck of a run, as you can see from the charts here, and I don't think that it's over. Now this is a nice one that will fly under the radar. Let me pull up the investor relations. Best analogy I can give is let's say the new PlayStation comes out and there's huge buzz on it, and you can either invest in Sony stock or a new Nintendo or whatever. You can invest in the company itself, or you can break that apart and look at the components of what goes into it. And you can buy those suppliers and those things. And this is a perfect company that's dealing in fiber optics and supplying data centers and things like that. So it's investing in the guts, who's supplying them. So those can sometimes fly under the radar, and they're great pickups. Now, let's look at their. I'll put a link to the investor relations so you can check it out. But looking at their investors presentation, this was for the first quarter. You get an idea of what it is that they do. Not terribly excited about their video stuff, but it's a segment that they have. I'm looking at their data centers, the telecommunications are the big ones that I'm looking at, the divisions that they operate in. But this is what they got. It's chips, it's fiber optic cables, it's switches, all sorts of things like that they do. And they're going to be installing these guts, and as this rolls out, they're just going to keep growing. So this talks about the data centers and how they're going to transfer them over. CATV broadband market opportunity. I don't know about that. But yeah, it's a lot of info in here. A lot of growth. You got to look at this growth globally too. They are a global company. As we revamp our infrastructure here, they can continue to grow worldwide. So it's tons of good things here. And they did, looking in the comments, that they announced they expect to beat earnings this quarter. Yeah, I saw that article out there. So this one I'm definitely going to track as a viewer pick. It's one of those ones that's very tempting, even though it doesn't pay a dividend, to get in on. Head over to the chat here real quick. Nervous about the $100 mark. Yeah, that is a real thing for new investors. When you hit certain numbers, you go up against a ceiling. Activision was doing it for a while. At the $60 mark, you hit these averages and these ceilings, and it kind of sticks there. It won't break above, and when it does break above and it stays there and it stays above, and it gets that momentum, then it really shoots out, skyrockets out. So as it comes up on that $100 ceiling, the question is it going to break out? Is it going to stay? Is it just going to keep going up over there, or is it going to settle back down, in the 70s? That's when you start looking at charts and, your upside and your downside, and where people start to get nervous on some of these big momentum swings. That's what they look at. That's what they look at things. So as it runs up to 100, is it gonna bounce back down, or is it gonna break through and keep going? Their moving averages, yeah, it's so far above its moving averages. It's either going to keep chugging along, or it's going to hit that ceiling hard and drop. I'd have to look at more of the moving average charts to see where the moving average is growing upward with what that number is. So price to earnings again was 16 times forward earnings. So still cheap versus forward earnings, and they've announced that they're going to beat it. So that is the latest viewer pick. Applied Optoelectronics, symbol AAOI. I suggest taking a look at that bad boy. I was really impressed with what I saw. We're going to definitely track this one as a viewer pick, see where this one goes. It's a nice small cap stock out there you can make some money on. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, that's it for today's show. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already so you get the latest investing news for gamers. Appreciate everyone who's watching, who's subbed, who gives us feedback. Send us your feedback. We'd like to hear from you so we can make the show better. We're trying to build a community to get more people involved in investing, particularly gamers, YouTubers, people like that. So chat with us live. We're live Monday through Friday, 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central. You can catch the show live, or we post the recaps up on YouTube. So in any case, thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.